Welcome, design lovers. Imagine stepping through your front gate and being greeted by a jewel box garden so clever it feels triple its actual size. Today on Luxury Home Decor, we're unveiling front yard hacks that fuse boutique hotel elegance with real-world practicality. From vertical herb walls to optical illusion pathways, our genius tips prove that even postage stamp plots can overflow with drama, texture, and color, without draining your wallet or weekend. Ready to transform that tiny patch into pure curb appeal magic? Let's dig in. First, master the seasonal rhythm. Plant in overlapping waves. Early bulbs like crocuses ignite spring, midsummer stars such as lavender hold the baton, and evergreen boxwood keeps form through frosty months. This rolling sequence guarantees continuous interest, prevents bare spots, and saves money because you're not replanting entire beds each quarter. Choose varieties with similar soil needs to streamline maintenance. Then watch as year-round color turns neighbors into curious admirers. Next, curate a tight color palette. Pick two dominant tones, perhaps misty sage and matte charcoal, then spotlight them in foliage, planters, and cushions. Accent with a single vibrant hue like marigold to spark energy. Restrained repetition enlarges small spaces by unifying scattered elements into one visual story. Think of your garden as an outdoor living room. Fewer colors equal calmer perception, making the yard feel airy and intentional rather than cluttered. Verticality is your secret weapon against limited square footage. Install trellises, tiered ladder shelves, or wall-mounted pocket planters to send vines, strawberries, and trailing succulents skyward. Lifting greenery off the ground liberates valuable floor area for seating while introducing dynamic height variation. Bonus points for using bamboo or powder-coated steel frames. They're lightweight, weatherproof, and align with eco-chic trends dominating design journals. String fairy lights along supports for nighttime sparkle, and route drip lines so watering remains hidden. Frugal can still look fabulous. Repurpose pallets into multi-level herb racks, drum barrels into statement planters, or thrift store teacups into whimsical seedling starters. A unified coat of matte exterior paint ties disparate objects together, delivering boutique cohesion on a shoestring budget. DIY upcycling not only slashes costs but infuses personality. Your guests will ask which designer imagined such bespoke pieces, never suspecting they began life as curbside castaways, saving resources in the process. Pathways choreograph the journey through your green gallery. Trade straight runs for gentle S-curves paved with recycled brick or pea gravel. Meandering lines stretch perceived depth, making even 5 meters feel expansive. Edge the trail with low mounding thyme that releases fragrance when brushed, blurring hard borders and blissing out visitors' senses. Set irregular stepping stones within the gravel to invite playful pauses and photograph-worthy moments. Permeable surfaces also improve drainage, ticking the sustainability box without sacrificing style. Strategic lighting extends garden enjoyment past sunset. Swap blinding floods for solar stake lamps that cast warm pools along pathways. And weave copper wire fairy lights through climbing jasmine for a twinkling canopy. Lantern-style sconces at the entry echo boutique hotel chic, while smart timers ensure you never sprint outside to flip switches. A small battery backup keeps illumination steady during cloudy stretches, so your miniature paradise remains cinematic every evening of the year. Choose furniture that multitasks. A powder-coated bench with integrated planter boxes provides seating and greenery in one footprint. Opt for folding bistro tables that stow flat against a wall when the kids want play space. Cushions sewn from solution-dyed acrylic resist fading and mildew, echoing your color palette season after season. Slide in a pair of nesting side tables for coffee mugs or sketchbooks, and you've gained flexibility without visual clutter. A hallmark of luxury in compact contexts. Consider raised beds framed in rot-resistant cedar. Skinny boxes hugging the lot line define boundaries and lift plants to eye level, reducing stoop strain while creating a structured backdrop. Fill with rich compost and slow-release fertilizer to turbocharge growth. Elevated soil warms quickly, extending your productive season. Line the interior with galvanized hardware cloth to deter burrowing pests. And leave the central zone open for a cafe set so your courtyard vibe feels spacious and welcoming. Water introduces movement and serenity. If space is scarce, install a narrow stainless steel spillway or ceramic bubbling urn standing barely 60 centimeters wide. Circulating pumps sip electricity, while recirculated water avoids waste. Position the feature near your threshold so guests meet calming sound immediately upon arrival, and drop submersible LEDs inside the basin to conjure moonlit reflections that feel straight out of a spa brochure. A hidden filter keeps maintenance quick and hands clean. Texture is the unsung hero of impactful design. Merry feathery blue fescue, glossy philodendron leaves, and rugged basalt pebbles for tactile diversity. Aim for a mix of fine, medium, and bold forms. Your eye will dance across surfaces, perceiving richness bigger gardens sometimes miss. Add a small deck of weathered wood for warmth, and suddenly the space bridges contemporary minimalism with cozy organic charm. Position a smooth riverstone bench nearby, inviting guests to pause and literally feel the contrasts. Edible ornamentals are trending hard. Plant rainbow chard for neon stems, dwarf blueberries for spring blossoms and summer fruit, and purple basil that smells divine while filling color gaps. Edibles near the front walkway invite spontaneous harvests and reduce grocery bills, merging aesthetics with practicality. Alternate productive rows with creeping thyme mulch to lock moisture and thwart weeds, simplifying upkeep during heat waves. Kids love spotting snacks in plain sight, turning daily strolls into tasty treasure hunts. battling scorching sun. Pivot toward drought-tolerant Mediterranean palettes that laugh at long dry spells. Combine silver-leafed rosemary, variegated sage, and magenta bougainvillea against pale gravel to bounce light and celebrate striking silhouettes. These resilient species sip minimal water, aligning your garden with environmental consciousness and the coastal-inspired visuals dominating social feeds this year. Add a terracotta amphora as sculpture and windbreak, and you've created a vacation vibe without ever buying a plane ticket. Design from the inside out by considering window sightlines. Stagger plant heights, tall at the back, cascading forward, to frame layered vignettes viewable from your sofa or breakfast nook. Borrowed landscape tricks the brain into believing indoor rooms continue outdoors, visually expanding square footage without demolition. Use warm uplights on the tallest specimen so evening glances reveal living artwork, reminding you that nature is part of the decor all year, rain or shine. Container gardens shine when scaled properly. Favor 3 sizable, lightweight fiberstone pots over 10 tiny terracotta ones. Grouping odd numbers at varied heights establishes hierarchy while maintaining cohesion through consistent finishes. Large volumes retain moisture better, reducing watering frequency, and their bold presence reads intentional, like statement furniture in a living room, not scattered knickknacks. Top-dress containers with polished pebbles for a finished look that also deters curious neighborhood cats effectively. Don't overlook mulch as an aesthetic element. Charcoal bark deepens surrounding colors and makes bright blooms pop, whereas blonde pea gravel lends airy Scandinavian vibes. Refresh the layer annually to smother weeds, insulate roots, and deliver a crisp border that's the landscaping equivalent of fresh white trim indoors. Choose locally sourced materials to cut carbon miles and match regional character, doubling eco-credibility while elevating style. Expect years of effortless polish. Install smart drip irrigation with subterranean hoses and moisture sensors. The system waters roots directly, slashing evaporation, and adjusts automatically when rain is forecast. Hidden infrastructure keeps surfaces clutter-free, vital in petite yards where every hose is visible. Expect lower utility bills and healthier plants, making the investment both eco-friendly and wallet-friendly. Control everything from your phone, so vacations no longer spell horticultural disaster. Peace of mind grows during scorching midsummer weeks. Sync planting choices with your facade color for immediate harmony. If your house sports warm brick, offset it with cool-toned foliage like dusty miller, blue salvia, and icy lamb's ear. A white exterior, meanwhile, begs for jewel-toned dahlias or coral geraniums that burst like fireworks. Thoughtful contrast unifies architecture and garden, producing that polished magazine cover cohesion buyers adore, and guiding the eye gracefully toward your front door. Every single season. Every gallery needs a focal point. Select a single sculptural accent, a Corten steel orb, minimalist concrete birdbath, or reclaimed driftwood arch, and position it slightly off-center. Negative space around the piece prevents visual overcrowding and signals luxury restraint. Rotate seasonal plantings nearby to keep the vignette fresh while the hero object anchors the scene year-round, becoming a signature landmark guests associate with your home. It functions like an outdoor business card emblazoned with style. Modern composters erase the old-school mess factor. A sleek rotating barrel tucked behind foliage transforms kitchen scraps into nutrient-rich soil enhancer within weeks. Homemade compost boosts drainage, feeds microbes, and reduces fertilizer spending, completing the sustainability circle without offending noses or eyes. Pair the unit with a chic countertop caddy inside to streamline collection, and suddenly eco-awareness feels more spa than science project. Your roses will reward you with extra fragrant blooms.